Hey everyone, welcome to my library. So first things first, I just wanted to show you guys really fast. I finally got my reading chair. I'm so excited. I've been dreaming of this reading chair since I started reading, seriously. And it's one of those chairs that you can sit like this in, which is my favorite. So anyways, I'll leave a link for it down below in case you're curious. But today I thought, since you guys are still getting to know me and to know my reading tastes, that I would show you guys some of my recent 5-star reads. First background on how I rate books. I am pretty strict on what I give 5 stars. I kind of follow the same ideology as books like Whoa, if you follow her channel, where 3 stars is like a B rating for me, where it did what I expected it to do and I liked it. A 4-star is it did more than I expected and I loved it and I highly recommend. 3-star, obviously still recommend. And then 5-star is favorite of the year, will make it onto my favorites list for that year. And then I wish there could be 6 stars, but 6-star is favorite of all time. And those go onto my coveted favorite shelf that I'm so excited to put together once my bookshelves come in. But yes, I have less than 25 of those. And you can see them if you want on my Goodreads. But yeah, so I wanted to show you guys my recent 5-star reads that I've had. And hopefully you guys get excited about them. So one of them is a Western. 3 of them are romances, and then one of them is a contemporary romance, I would call it. And it's one that I don't think is talked about at all on Booktube. Like, I haven't seen anyone talk about it, but it was seriously one of my favorites. And so anyways, I hope you guys stick around for that last one because it's great. So anyways, let me start with my most recent 5-star read. Well, maybe it's not my most recent. It's one of the most recent. Act Like It by Lucy Parker. So this is part of the this is the first book in the London Celebrities series. And this is basically Bridget Jones meets London West End Theatre. And it follows Richard Troy and Lainey. They are both starring in this play together. And Richard Troy is the most famous, and he's recently gotten some bad publicity, and so the producers of the show say, hey, why don't you guys fake a relationship? So yes, it's got the fake relationship trope in it. Why don't you guys fake a relationship to kind of boost the publicity back on the show and get people excited about it? And so yes, you kind of have to suspend your disbelief a little bit with this, but it's a great romance. It is so slow burn. It's so good. And Richard Troy is very Mr. Darcy-esque. He's broody. He's kind of rude. I mean, for lack of a better term, he's kind of a peach emoji. So I won't swear on this channel, but and he's misunderstood. So anyways, I highly recommend this book. I'm so excited to pick up the next book. It's called Pretty Face. And yes, I hope I enjoyed it as much as this one because this was a great start. I actually listened to it on audio. So I love listening to to British rom-coms on audio because the accents are so great. Okay, Lily. Because the accents are so great. So I recommend this on audio. I bought it after the fact because I loved it so much and I wanted it in my collection. So the next book is Drums of Autumn. Oh my goodness, the Outlander series. This is number 4. It is so good. So this is my favorite book so far of the series. And I won't give any spoilers here, but if you guys don't know what this series is all about, it's about this main couple, Jamie and Claire, and it's a time travel romance. And specifically in this book, it actually follows it really kind of centers on a different couple. And that couple is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie, I love them. And specifically, Roger Wakefield. Oh my gosh, he's such a cinnamon roll. He's so sweet, he's so understanding, and he's so forgiving. And anyways, if you guys haven't picked up this series yet, I totally recommend. I would love to gush with it about you guys if you have. Don't spoil me for number 5. I bought it. I'm ready to read it. I just need to commit to it. But one thing I would say about this book specifically is there is a really intense rape scene in this book. I actually had to skip it, so trigger warnings for that. I skipped a couple pages because I couldn't read it. It was so heartbreaking. So yeah, go into this knowing that, but yes, love it. Okay. Number 3 is, guys, I read the whole Lord of the Rings series book. I mean, it's one book in this book, but I read it all this year. I'd never read it before. I read a little bit of fantasy. Like if you go into my Goodreads, you'll kind of see a little bit of fantasy here and there. My husband's an avid epic fantasy reader. So anyways, he was excited when I started reading these, but I did read them because of the Lord of the Read Along that was happening earlier this year, where basically a ton of us decided we would just commit to reading this book, this behemoth, and read, each of the separate books over a 2-month period and space them out. So yes, I finished The Return of the King a month ago and loved it. I have a funny story about this one actually. So we were moving and me and my husband were in a moving truck, ginormous moving truck, and I was reading this book. I was hooked. I've highlighted throughout this book different, all the writing that I thought was beautiful, quotes, epic scenes. I just loved it. And anyways, I was so in depth, highlighting and stuff. And he asked if I could just read the last few chapters out loud to him because he loves them too. And so I started to, and I had to stop midway because I was literally bawling my eyes out and I couldn't speak. It was that good. So yes, I love this book so much. One thing I will say, and you guys are gonna laugh if you're Lord of the Rings fans or, whatever, but I'm just gonna say it. So the movie features a cute romance between Arwen and Aragorn where they're torn apart, they're star-crossed lovers. And at least I was looking for it. I was looking for it because I loved that part in the movies. And I really didn't see it that much, at all. It's very obscure. The references to their romance is very obscure. And anyways, just know that going into it, that it's not like the movie, but everything else is better than the movie, I would say. So yes, I loved this book. Okay, so the 4th one is the Western. So yeah, I decided to pick up this book because it's been on my TBR forever. I saw Katie from Life Between Words, who doesn't do videos anymore, but she used to, and she talked, in one of her videos, she talked about long, ginormous tomes that you could get sucked into. And this was one of them. So it's been on my TBR for forever, and I finally just decided to pick it up, and I loved it. So it follows Gus and Call, so 2 cowboys who are kind of just lazing around in Texas, not really doing much. And Call just decides that they're gonna go to Montana, take all of their cattle with them, and take their Hat Creek Cattle Company with them, which is a group of cowboys that do stuff together. I don't know how to say this, guys. You can tell that I don't read Westerns, but the reason why I love this book so much is it, first of all, is an adventure. It's so fun. It's a quest. So they're going to Montana and it follows their journey there. And then second, the reason I loved it was Gus's character in this book, and especially his love and his protection of one of the girls in this book who is a prostitute in town. The town is called Lonesome Dove. and she's a prostitute there and has had a horrible life, and he knows it, and he lets her, or makes sure that she escapes that world, essentially. And it's kind of their romance. I would say it's a lot more of a friendship than it is a romance, but yeah, he protects her and then makes sure that she gets out of there. And so yes, this book is so good. If you guys haven't read it, I recommend, especially if you really love giant tomes like I do. I haven't started the TV series. I know that one is also very, very popular. Let me know if you guys have, if it's any good. But I did buy it, so I wanna see it and see, how it does justice to this beautiful book. So the last book, and the book I'm most excited to share with you guys because I don't think it's talked about hardly at all, and it's one that touched me, is The Reckless Oath We Made by Bryn Greenwood. So she is the author of All the Ugly and Wonderful Things. I don't know if you guys have heard of that book. I'll put it right here just in case the cover strikes some sort of remembrance for you guys. But that book is more talked about, and I love that book too. I gave that book 5 stars. But Bryn Greenwood is very known for her raw, gritty love stories that are set in different settings that are a different type of life that I've never, experienced or really even seen. So this book follows 2 characters. It follows Gentry and Z. And first of all, Gentry is one of those characters that I will never forget. So he's autistic, and he has found that the way that he can communicate freely with those around him is through talking in Middle English, which is basically, he talks like if he were a knight in the Middle Ages. So it's a little jarring when you're reading from his perspective in the book, because it does follow multiple perspectives. When you read from his perspective, it's kind of hard to get used to because it is so old-fashioned and so he knows he's living in a contemporary world, and he drives a car and all of that, but he thinks and talks in that way. And so he sees Z, the girl in this book, across the road, and she's down on her luck. She just lost her job, and she also lives with a mother who is a hoarder. And so he sees her across the road, and just right then and there decides that he is going to be her champion. And he goes across the road and kneels on one knee and says, "Thy servant, my lady." Yeah, so it starts off with that, and then basically what happens is Z's sister goes missing, and she doesn't have any friends, and she doesn't have anyone that is even willing to leave the house because her mom won't leave the house. And so she ends up asking Gentry to help her, and he's been kind of watching over her and kind of stalking her a little bit. But obviously he is more than willing. And so yes, it's their romance. I was so nervous going into this that it was going to end badly. It kind of, it sounds really sad, a melancholy book, but it actually ends really, really cute, and I love it. It was precious. I really want someone else to read this and talk about it with me because it is so different. It is one of those books that you won't forget. Whether you like it or don't, you won't forget it. So yes, I recommend, and let me know if you guys end up reading it. I truly, truly want to just talk to somebody about this book. So anyways, guys, that was the 5-star reads of mine recently. I really hope that you guys try one of them out and let me know. I also wanted to say thank you guys so much for the support so far on my channel. It's blown me away. I've been so grateful. And if you guys would like, please like and comment. I reply to every single comment, and I would love to chat with you guys about any of these books or any other books. And yes, thanks again so much for watching. Bye. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Butter wanted to make an appearance, so she'll probably make more. But yes, welcome back to my channel. Hey everyone, welcome to my library. Butter, can you please? Sorry. Oh, the doggy interruptions. We gotta love them.